Are you ready to pamper yourself with the best natural care products? Check out Somar Group. Their range of natural soaps, candles, body butters, and more will help you nurture and embrace your well-being. Plus, for a limited time, get 10% off your purchase with code TheDJWorld. Shop now at somargroup.com and start feeling like the best version of yourself.
Yes. It's your boy DJ Russo here on another episode of the DJ World. I'm here with my boy John G. Yes.
What up?
Everything good? You see yourself? You
I'm
straight?
good. I'm good. I don't know. Am I good? I didn't get my makeup done today, but
you know what?
I don't know.
Well, I want to say, this has been a very legendary 2 episodes that we've had. Had 2 legends here, like John G and Impact. Shout out to DJ Impact. We're just gonna talk about DJ life, the DJ community, how you got into this. So, right off the bat, how long you been a DJ, man?
First of all, I want to thank you guys. Thank you guys for having me. It's a cool project. I'm glad to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Everybody, make sure you subscribe. You got to watch every week, every Thursday. Phenomenal DJs, local guys. I know we're trying to work on some big stars coming through. He says we're big stars, but I'm for real. Like, we're gonna start bringing some big joints.
That'd be nice.
But thank you for having us, man.
Of course,
Impact
man.
the night today. How long have I been DJing? See, if I tell you, then it's gonna show my age.
Okay, so this is what everyone says, and I say right off the bat, I'm sorry and I apologize. So let's do it this way. It's probably still gonna show your age. What era did you come in? Like what equipment was out? What did you look at and go, ooh, I want that?
Nah, for real. I started DJing when I was in high school, just like everybody else. I got into the music. I always loved music. I'm Spanish, so at my house it was music 24/7 while you're cleaning, while you're sleeping, while you're bathing, while you're cooking. So the music has been in me for a long time. But DJing, I've been DJing since the late 90s.
Okay.
The late 90s. I was in high school. And yeah, it's been ever since. I forgot what year we're in right now, but it's a long time. It's a long time.
So how I know you said late 90s, high school, but how did you get into DJing?
I got into DJing back in the day when I was young. I'm not a kid anymore. My brother-in-law, my ex-brother-in-law, he was a DJ. And, like everyone, when they start, we were mobile DJs.
Yeah.
We did weddings, quinceañeras. We did, I've done literally divorce parties. So that's what we used to do.
That's
what,
cool.
We did the mobile stuff.
So how long you were doing mobile stuff for?
How long has what?
Well, because now if you look at your timeline and everything, you said, I got into high school, got into DJ and started doing mobile. So how long you doing mobile stuff for?
I did mobile. I'm going to tell you, I did mobile for about 10 years.
Okay.
For about 10 years.
You didn't touch a club or nothing between that? Or?
No.
Wow.
It was, no. We didn't. I don't want to call it a club. In like 99.
Yeah.
Okay, I was still, relatively new to the game. There was a bunch of DJs that used to DJ out east.
Okay.
In the Hamptons. And they were from Central America, the DJs. And then they were like, hey, there's a bunch of Colombians out there. And since I'm Colombian, we want you guys to come try it out. It was basically a hall that they would rent. And they would just throw parties every 2 weeks.
Like the old school VFWs and night clubs?
Right, yeah. I think it was a VFW right there in the Hampton Bays. So I'm from Brentwood. So when you hear the Hamptons...
Yeah. That's a trip, too.
First of all, I'm like, ain't no Spanish people in the Hamptons. There's no Spanish people in the Hamptons. So I'm like, all right, whatever. We'll go.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. Boom, I get there the first night. Obviously we have to bring everything, so we have our mobile set up. And all of a sudden, there was like 700 people there.
Holy crap.
In a hall. And I'm like, oh, damn.
How's that even like legal, man?
Yeah,
they did
even prepared.
Fire marshal all day.
Yeah. I mean, it was literally, because they had it going on already. You know? And it was Memorial Day to Labor Day.
All right.
Every 2 weeks, they were there. They were doing it for like 2 years. And then the Colombian community came along, or they had been there, and then he, may he rest in peace, DJ Obi was the one who put me on over there. And he's like, go try it out. They're super Colombian. And we did a lot of salsa, which is what I really play, nonstop. So I'm like, all right, let's do it. All of a sudden, it was every 2 weeks, every 2 weeks, every 2 weeks. And oh man, it's gonna show my age again. So there was this thing called Y2K back in the day, right?
Don't feel
So-
feel bad. I was there.
So all of a sudden, so the parties used to go from Memorial Day weekend to Labor Day,
Yeah.
right? But they were really good, so they extended it
Okay.
until the end of the year. And then, like, during Christmas time, like right before Christmas time, the last party, the promoters came up to us and they're like, listen, we're gonna wrap it up because the world is gonna end.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what are you talking about? It's like, yeah, Y2K, and everything's gonna shut down, nothing's gonna work. I'm like, are you serious? They're like, yeah. Never again, after that one party, never again did I see any of those promoters. I have no clue what happened to them.
Wow.
True story.
Oh wow.
True story. Yeah. So
Oh, I forgot.
been DJing in the
We in
Hamptons.
for it with you. I forgot about that.
yeah, yeah.
You got stories
So
on stories.
they were for real. They were for real, and I'm like, all right, yeah, I guess, But thanks to that, we picked up a lot of mobile stuff from out there.
Well, it's pretty cool because not too many DJs have that platform for in between.
Mhm.
Because VFW, even though it's very, let's see, mobile,
Mhm.
you could easily turn that into a club.
I mean, that's what
You
it
know,
was.
no, that's what I'm saying. So
That's
it's
what it
cool
was.
where you have like that almost preparation period.
Mhm.
So when you dig into a club, it's like I'm good.
Yeah.
You're not like scared. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So like
that was like my first experience, I guess, at a club.
yeah,
But it wasn't like an official club.
that's still good though.
Mhm.
So like what as you're doing this, who your influences and what other DJs you listen to, who you looking up to, who's like, yeah, I wanna mix like that person.
I'm a different type of DJ. Like, I see these kids now, they cut records super fast, super
Yeah.
crazy. I would love to know. I mean, I grew up with everybody scratching, and I rarely do it,
Mhm.
because I'm not good at it. So I'm not gonna, make a fool out of myself.
Yeah.
But DJs that I grew up with, man, obviously on the radio. Like I said, I'm Spanish, so I listened to a lot of stuff in Spanish.
Mhm.
When we were growing up. So just basically, I don't want to be cliche and say Alex Sensation. I mean, he's the top dog, one of the top dogs now in the Latin community. But when I was listening to him, he was just the overnight guy.
I remember, when I was going to the clubs and everything like that, that name came out a
Yeah.
lot. Like I remember going to damn, I wasn't. That's gonna show my age. I think it's still there too. 516.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember him going there a
Yeah,
lot
Hempstead.
over there. So like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, no, he was big
Yeah.
deal. Like I like I said, I didn't really know,
Mm-hmm.
but you heard that name. It's like, well,
Yeah.
that's where the party's at. That's
Yeah.
yeah.
And, he grew. Obviously, New York City radio is a monster, #1 market
Mhm.
on the radio. For anybody that's wondering where I work here in Long Island. We are fortunate to be in the vicinity of New York, so we are market number 18.
All right,
So we're top 20.
that's good.
I work at 98.5. I have worked in New York City radio stations before, also in the Spanish stations.
Mhm.
And he was an influence. Everybody wanted to be him, and there was a lot of other ones, man. Like a lot of a lot of Spanish DJs, or like the overnight jocks that really grinded back in the day. So
So what was like I just asked this to Impact before. Like what was your first moment where you knew that you wanted to get into DJing?
that I wanted to get into DJing.
Yeah, like that first moment you sat there and was like, this is what I want to do now.
So when I was in college, I was in college. I worked in finance.
Okay.
I was getting a major in business administration, but I worked in finance, and I made good money. I made all right. In my 20s, I made good money. But DJing helped me not to spend my paycheck from my job.
Oh, you gotta tell me this because I'm thinking about equipment. How you pull that off?
So literally, all my gigs used to pay my bills. So then I'm like, wait, this is pretty cool. This is all
Oh, I
right.
see
This
what
is
you're
what I'm
saying.
going to
Yeah,
do
yeah,
from
yeah.
now on. Not from now on. This is what I'm
No,
gonna
yeah,
do.
I hear you say,
This
yeah,
is
it
what I
levels
wanna
out.
do. I took it serious later on, as in like, okay, I'm gonna do it full time, because obviously, like everybody, coming up in this DJ world, I had a regular job,
Yeah.
and I did this on the weekends. DJing cost me. I first I started at Suffolk Community College.
Mm-hmm.
I was on the two-year program, but I was there for like 4.5 years.
Yeah.
Because those Saturday classes, I just never made it. I never made it to
'Cause you
because
had
it
to
was
sleep.
Friday night.
Yeah.
Working that. Latest class I think was like 11 in the morning. I just never made it, and You know, I was like, yeah, I'll try next year. I'll try next semester. I'll try next year. So, you know, that's that. I guess that was the moment that I'm like, okay, cool. You know, I'm gonna take this a little bit more serious.
Yeah.
Invest in it a little bit, and you know, the mobile game stepped up a little bit more.
See, that's good. That's good. So, like, you're saying that basically, you know, your other job, you got money here, DJing, you got
Yeah.
money there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what was your first setup? Your first, you know,
Oof.
what was your first visit to, as we were saying earlier, Abracadabra?
Yeah, people know I DJ now. They know,
Abracadabra,
you
right?
know, Amazon, and there was a couple of spots in the city, but yeah, shout out to
Abracadabra.
Abracadabra on Deer Park Avenue. I know Impact. I'm sure he knows it.
Oh, he knows it.
You know, yep.
He knows.
Abracadabra. The other day, I was going through some papers that I had at home, and I
Yeah.
literally found like a handwritten receipt from Abracadabra from like '99 or something.
You should have walked over there. See, they would still take it.
I'd be like, I need a refund for this. Yeah. My first setup, okay, like I said, I started with my brother-in-law, so he had some, you know, whatever setup, whatever
Yeah.
BS setup he had, right? Then when we took mobile more seriously, like, okay, let's invest some money. I had, I mean, speaker-wise, they were huge, you know, two probably 15s, you know, in a box.
Yeah.
Subwoofer, Twitter, you know, like tweeters, you know, mids, highs, lows in one box with the amps.
All right.
The amps were heavier than the box. You know, like we had, you know, 4 or 5 foot JBLs probably,
All right.
and then like, you know, like fader, like the cross faders and all that. The not the cross faders, the equalizers and all that. We had to do all that manually. You know, we had to
Yeah,
do all that
I remember that. Yeah.
and my first like my CD decks were probably like some, I think they were called like DFMK's 1200s, which were the ones that come out from the rack on the bottom, and you put the CD in there, and they had the little control on top on the rack mount.
Wait, is that the Oh man, because I wanted these decks. It's very similar. The gray Denon. I don't remember what number it was, but like back in the day, it was the Denon. I think it was the first. It might have been one of the first jog wheels.
Oh, but yeah, no, you talking
Yeah.
about standalone. No, I'm talking about. It was a controller, like a rectangle.
Okay.
And then you rack mount it on the where your mixer
Oh
goes.
snap.
And
Okay.
it was just like play. It had a little jog wheel, but it was tiny.
I know
it
what you're
wasn't.
talking about.
No,
Yeah,
it
yeah, I
wasn't
know what
like,
you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't like play. It wasn't like scratching. It didn't have. I'm sure it had like a pitch. You know, a pitch.
But it was a tiny. I know exactly what you're
Yeah,
talking
they
about.
were
Yeah,
small.
yeah.
They were small. You know, something. You know, it just rack mounted, literally rack mounted. That was
So
my
those
first
those
setup.
was the CDs and everything like that.
CDs. Yeah,
So,
CDs.
did you find it easier for CDs, or was that kind of like eh?
You know, even though I started DJing in like the late '90s,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I never touched vinyl.
Really?
I only touched vinyl later on, like probably 10 years ago, and that was with Serato.
Yeah.
I never. I do collect records personally, just because
Mhm.
but I never. I'm not one of those. Oh, I had to lug crates and this and that.
Well, what programs you start learning off of?
I'm gonna give everybody a cheat code that I had. So there used to be this program called Pioneer Q.
All right.
Pioneer Q. So I downloaded it. It was like a free month trial. Pioneer Q, and it was for it was for a month for free. But then I found a cheat code for it. I used to change the date on my computer every month, so I used it for like a year.
Yeah, that's what I did. That's what I did with virtual DJ. About you said you can find the cracks and whatnot.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
always loop it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I did that for a long time.
Yeah, so I did that. It was called Pioneer Q. My first computer that I had was when I went to college and they gave us a computer, like a laptop,
Yeah.
and I just installed it in that, and that's what I was using. But before that, obviously, I was on straight CDs. It was
Okay.
CDs. I still, till this day, my wife will nag about it today that I have all my CDs.
It's
I have-
crazy you say that because
I have all of them.
my fiance has a whole book of CDs. We're talking about like bust around when disaster strikes, and she was like, "We want to get rid of that." I was like, "We're not touching
Yeah.
that thing. Like that
Yeah.
thing, that's golden.
Right. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I mean, some of
Nah,
them I have
you-
them in my office.
You just leave
I
them."
mean, I have books and
Yeah.
and carrying cases. I probably have like a good 10 carrying cases of CDs.
Listen,
I have
those-
thousands.
God forbid anything happens. That's wonderful to
Yeah.
have. Right?
I mean, yeah.
You know.
Sometimes I'll bring them out. Sometimes just for the hell of it.
So you were saying you got into mobile at the beginning of your DJ journey.
Mhm.
Do you remember your first gig as a mobile DJ?
It's probably like a quinceañera that I probably did horrible at. My first one, no, I don't. I don't.
It's no, but it's crazy because like, you know, I was saying this before. You go to club life and you go to mobile life,
Mhm.
especially with a quinceañera or something like that.
Mhm.
There's a structure to that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's really intriguing how that was your first introduction to that. You
Yeah.
know, because I can only imagine you just jumpy, ready to get on the tables, and you're
Yeah.
just like, this it.
Yeah, no, it's dinner time.
You know?
Okay, you know, I want to play some Biggie. I don't know.
You know,
like-
so like how did you? Oh man, Biggie, nah, but like threw me, my man threw me off. Nah, but I'm saying like how did you understand that? You know what I'm saying? Because now, like, especially if that's your first gig,
Mhm.
you know, how did you come to understand like this is how it goes?
I guess just by by the nature of it. I used to have my setup set up
Mhm.
in my garage, and we used to mess around with it,
Mhm.
and like, all right, we're gonna try this, we're gonna try this, I'm gonna
Yeah.
try this, I'm gonna try this, and I get to the quinceañera and be like, no, you can't do that because you just
Mm-hmm.
this is the songs you gotta play, and that's it. So I think I just got used to it. I
Okay.
think because I used to grind it out in the garage for a little bit, a couple hours a week, and then I knew that I wasn't able to do that, so I'm like, okay, let me do it at home.
Okay. Okay.
That's it.
So, what do you think was your worst gig ever? And how did you handle that?
Man, there's so many, bro.
Well, okay, you know,
I mean, I've done. I don't want to say thousands, but I've done.
Well, I don't. I want you to name
Hundreds.
names, nothing like that. But I'm saying, like, how did you get through that? How was your experience? Like, you know, how did you get through a worst gig mobile? How did you get through a worst gig club? You know,
Okay.
like,
All right. Okay. One time, at band camp, I was doing a graduation party out in Nassau.
okay,
Okay. Graduation party in Nassau. Everything was fine. Everything was going fine, and all of a sudden the lights go off.
all right.
Bam. So we're like, all right, somebody go turn the breaker. I guess we're cranking it too much.
Mm-hmm.
So it was right at the beginning of the party, and nope, there was a big tractor trailer or something that crashed into a pole that broke the transformer, literally like down the block from where we're at. So we were not going to have light.
Okay.
And this little, this girl's crying because she's like, my party is ruined. We're in the dark.
Mhm.
It's daytime though, but I just remember it was daytime. This was probably like early 2000s. So
Okay.
it was daytime. It was something early. But it was at a place and no lights, and I'm like, damn, now what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
We literally can't do anything. I felt bad for them, the parents and stuff. So, Spanish people, they have really loud car stereos.
Okay.
So, I think like her cousin or something like that had this pickup, like a not a pickup truck, like a SUV
All right.
with a full blown custom system, and he's like, "Yo, I could back up the car right to the door, like to the back door, and just play music over there." I'm like, "What do you mean? What do you mean?" And he's like, "Yeah, you just throw them on there, and then we'll just crank it up." I'm like, "It's not gonna be loud enough." So then we tried it, and then we were just. I was in the driver's seat,
Yeah.
switching CDs, and just playing music for the people.
See, that's
So,
cool though. That's cool.
Yeah, that was
But that's what I'm saying. But that's not really your fault.
Right,
but
right.
it's really good how you handle it because
right.
I know a lot of DJs would have been like, well,
Yeah.
I
like,
got my deposit.
Right.
Like-
Exactly. I do a lot of emceeing.
Yeah.
Also now that I do a lot of emceeing. Once if we fast forward, I don't do that. I don't do mobile anymore. But
Okay.
I do freelance. I do a lot of emceeing.
Okay.
If you see me DJing a party now, like a private party, it's because I'm doing somebody a favor, or it's a close friend of mine, or any of the guys that I know that DJ. They're like, listen, this is not my crowd. Help me out. I'll jump on.
Well, this is the thing. So, but mostly now, you like you said, you're either very, very, very exclusive to families and friends,
Yeah.
or you're doing mostly clubs, right?
Mhm.
So, what did you experience with, especially when you were saying before, you were just doing mobile for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
You did that little club
Yeah.
/ mobile at the VFW. So, how was your first club experience? Like, now you really get to just go.
Right. Okay, so my first club experience, like I said, I'm full blown Spanish.
Yeah.
You know, I was born in Colombia, so my stuff is Spanish music.
Yeah.
I consider myself an open format DJ, but in Spanish music.
Okay.
Because Spanish music has salsa, merengue, bachata, and reggaeton.
Mm.
Now, like Latin house, guaracha, like, you know. So I kind of found my niche in the salsa world. Okay, so there was this one little club. Actually, no, it wasn't even a club. It was a hall
Okay.
that I used to rent out to do parties, and I
Okay.
used to promote it, and boom, and that became very popular. It was right there in Bayshore on Main Street. It was actually the Arthur Murray Dance School. It
Okay.
was the second floor, and that's how I became known more in that community. It was like, oh, this guy's a DJ. So that was my like first club thing. But then due to that, there was this little club in Central Islip that was bought by this Colombian guy, and he was a DJ, and then he got tired of working a little bit.
Yeah.
So I used to do Friday nights there.
Okay. Okay.
And one day he was like, "Hey, come, you know, on Friday. You know, I remember you from the Arthur Murray parties. Swing by." So
I'm trying to think what everyone's at in CI.
it's now what it's today. It's Club 112.
Okay.
That's-
Because there was another club over there that got shut down, but it was on Suffolk
so
Avenue.
many.
Yeah.
La Casita, La Cabaña, no, not Tropical Heaven. Yeah, right there in front of the Taco Bell. It's like
Yeah,
a
no,
little house.
that's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah,
And it
yeah.
got shut down. It's nothing now, but yeah.
No, it's literally boarded up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, this is around the block.
Yeah, I know, so yeah.
By the Bravo.
It's over there by the high school and all that.
Yeah,
I know what's that.
Mhm. So that was like my first club gig, and I was there for a while. And then due to that, all these Colombian clubs started popping up,
Mhm.
and they just used to call me, you know, and that's how I branched off. So I kind of just did that, just that style of music, you know. Obviously, I listen to, you know, I'm an 80s kid, so
Yeah.
in high school I listened to a lot of hip hop. After high school, college, and then when I really started DJing these Spanish clubs like this, I just kind of tuned that off.
So but here's the thing. So as a DJ, you know, we have to at least try to listen to all music,
course.
right?
Mhm.
You know, how did you deal with that? Because like when I got into DJing, because of dancehall reggae.
Okay.
So for the longest time, that's all I did.
Okay.
Like I didn't listen to hip hop or anything else.
Right.
But then I started listening to house music. I started listening to
Mhm.
the hip hop music. I started listening to a little bit of Spanish music. You know, like how did you incorporate that into your mixes and even, you know, just doing mobile stuff
Right.
or clubs, whatever.
I think I didn't handle it well
Mhm.
because I didn't do it. You
Okay.
know, I knew if there was a gig I wouldn't be able to pull off, I
Yeah.
wouldn't take it.
All right.
You know, because.
But I'm saying, but don't you, after a while, realize like
Yeah,
I
like you
have
had
to?
to.
You know what I'm saying? Like yeah.
Hmm.
So like, what did you do to get through
I
that?
do what kids do now.
Mhm.
You know, if there's a non-Spanish kid on set and they want to get everybody on the dance floor, they're gonna play Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
They're gonna play the hits. They're gonna play Danza Kuduro. They're
Mhm.
gonna play Pepas.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what I used to do.
Yeah.
You know, if they needed reggae, Sean Paul, boom, whatever song was, it would be a hit. You know.
No, it's true though. It's true though.
So
Like,
you know, and reggae was a little different because, like I said, you know, I'm an '80s kid, so
I asked
Beanie
because.
Man and
Oh yeah, of course. No, I asked because I know a lot of DJs. I'm not saying now, but I know back in the day, it was like, yo, I want to listen to some Spanish music. Put some Spanish music, and the first song they put on is Suavemente. Like legit, the very first song. It's
that
like
is legit the whitest song that they play at a wedding. Like
Yeah.
that's the only Spanish song. So you know, Suavemente is super white when it comes to white weddings.
you know, but you know, like, that's what I'm saying. But you eventually,
Yeah,
no
Pat's
matter.
taking notes back there. I see him.
But you know, eventually you gotta know at least some.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? I think every DJ should at least have anywhere from 10 to 20 songs.
Right.
Like, at least that, because the 10 to 20 songs you can mix it up. Because the last thing you want to do is be that DJ. You know?
Yeah.
And I'm saying for where you're at now, obviously you had to go, okay.
Right. So
I need to figure this out.
When it transitioned into a career.
Yeah.
That's when, you know, I was like, okay, I have to start listening to
Yeah.
everything and play everything.
Yeah.
You know, I started working in New York City radio.
Okay.
probably a good 15 years ago, 16 years ago.
Okay.
I worked at the first reggaeton station in New York. It was called La Calle 105.9. And I worked there when it flipped to Eggies, which is what it is now.
Okay.
You know, I got in like everybody that gets into radio. I started in promotions. I hustled, I grinded, and then they started giving us opportunities. Oh, who wants to board op? Who wants to record this promo? Who wants to do this? I would volunteer for everything.
Yeah.
For everything, because that was my only job at that time. You know, like I said, I had a good job. The market crashed. I got laid off. I had just moved out of my house, like out of my parents' house. I was living in Queens, and
you had to do something.
I was like, oh, I gotta make this happen. So I had a lot of time on my hands. So they're like, you know, there would be days that I would sleep at the station, you know, because it'd be like, okay, I'm working Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I would come back on Monday, you know, like Sunday night. So that's when during that, I went to broadcasting school.
Okay.
You know, I did go to broadcasting school, Connecticut School of Broadcasting in Nassau. So that's when I took it a little bit more serious, you know, and that's when I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start DJing now even more, because DJing was always available for gigs.
Yeah.
You know, my 9 to 5 wasn't, because I had gotten laid off. So that's when I took it a little bit more seriously, and then I just became, you know, versed in not all genres, but you know.
No, I hear what you're saying though. You like, just know enough.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with you. That.
Like right now, I can throw down in you know, I've done, you know, Anglo weddings. I just prefer not to, because if you think you might be doing the right thing, because okay, I'm playing Katy Perry, you know, what if they don't like Katy Perry? I ruined somebody's wedding.
Yeah,
you know?
no.
So I try not to, you know.
No, that's true, because you got to realize, and I don't think enough DJs understand this.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you're getting paid for the event, but also this is this person's special event.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't want that sour taste, and you then your career will be over.
Yeah.
Like enough people get around to it, it's over.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not trying to cut our interview short or anything like that, but I do want to know.
Okay.
You've been in the game for a while and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
What are your future aspirations? Like, where do you want to be at? Where do you want to be at a huge festival, or you know, you want to play, you know, for the, I don't know, the World Series one day? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you want to do?
It's funny you say that, because I have had the privilege to DJ at Yankee Stadium. I've had DJed at Yankee Stadium. You know, a lot of DJs want to do these huge festivals.
Yeah.
I don't see myself doing that, just because I guess it's. I guess I could say it's late in the game for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't have the time, and I don't have the time to just really dedicate 24/7 to this. Everybody.
Well, I'm saying, but if given the opportunity, it was like, yo, we're gonna give you a 30-minute set at a festival.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't do it? Like,
of course.
Okay,
I mean,
okay.
I've had the privilege to do the Columbian Festival for 7 years.
Oh wow.
You know, I've DJed in front of 30,000 people.
That's a crazy feeling.
30,000 people. I've DJed in the New York City Puerto Rican Day Parade.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty.
This
That's
last
a good one.
year, which was the first year back from pandemic, they said there was over 2.5 million people, and I got to DJ on a float, you know, on that. So, you know, at the amphitheater in front of 7,500 people, or you know, in the freestyle shows, I've been on stage and threw down on there for a little bit, you know. So I have done big things. If somebody gives me the opportunity to do a big stage, of course I'll, you know, of course, and you know.
But there's not that one that you haven't touched yet that you really want to do. There gotta be one.
I think for me, a little bit rather than DJ, I'd rather be on stage presenting. Okay, I'm gonna tell you that there was something on my bucket list for a while.
Mm-hmm.
There's been a lot of things on my bucket list. Obviously, once I started, okay, I want to do this, and I did it.
Yeah.
Now I want to do this, and I did it. So, like I said, I'm a salsa guy. I'm a Spanish guy. The biggest salsa band in the world right now is called the Gran Combo, and I had the pleasure to introduce them last year here in Long Island.
Oh wow!
It was actually the second time I presented them. The first time I presented them, we did a cruise with them, but it was different because it was like I guess. And it was like, all right, nobody knew me there.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, I was just there. You know, we got booked to do this.
Like,
you know,
who's this guy on the mic? Yeah,
Right.
let
We
them
got
play.
paid.
Yeah.
We got paid to go on a cruise with all these bands. TKA was there. Oro Solido was there. You know, it was it was like a freestyle salsa festival, and you know, I did present them. But that was on my bucket list, and that was, you know, it was like a super high for me.
Yeah.
You know, I prepared a lot. You know, and like everything, you prepare. They're like, the second I was gonna step on that stage, they were like, okay, the so and so's not ready. Stall for 4 minutes
Were
or
you able?
5
Were you
minutes.
able
So
to
I'm
like?
oh shit, now what?
Were
Like,
you able to like soak it in, or was it went too fast?
nah, both.
Yeah.
Because I was soaking it in the minute I got there.
Mhm.
Because I'm like, this is gonna become reality, and it wasn't a huge venue. It was like
But it was still it was something big for
1,200
you.
people.
That's what
It
I
was
meant.
big for me.
Yeah,
It was
exactly.
big for me. I've seen them 100 times live. My favorite band out of all times, and I got to, you know, put them on stage. I've interviewed them plenty of times before, but to put them on that stage last year was like a super high for me. What would be bigger than that? Maybe present them at a bigger venue.
Okay.
You know, something like put them on stage on a bigger venue. I think that's more for me. Yes, I do a lot of clubs now.
Mhm.
And stuff, but I think for me, the putting people on stage is a little bit different. Like it's you know, like, okay, I did all these things already at DJing. Now it's you know, like
So
on
I,
a new
I
level.
think I think at this point you want to do something like, you know, like maybe like something like the Grammys or something like that, like little things like that. No, I'm serious though. Listen. There was they had the 50 years of hip hop. I never even thought that would even happen, and it
Yeah, that'd be
happened.
dope.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah,
So
that was dope. Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, I would definitely, you know, love to be, you know, I've done many things. I've been on TV, like I've been on like I know everybody's been on News 12, but I've been like on Univision DJing.
Yeah.
I've been on big stages. We used to do these Latin Grammy street parties out in Jersey that I used to work at. A couple of thousand people, street festivals. I've done the Jersey Columbian Festival, which I thought our festival was big, but this guy literally shuts down like 10 blocks, and
damn.
they in that one day in the street there's like 200,000 people. It's a huge festival. He has like 4 stages. I've been on, you know, one. um so I've done a lot of cool things, but this is so second nature to me. I don't want to sound douchey. I really
No,
don't. It's
I
so second nature to me that it's just like, all right, you know.
So
this is what I gotta do.
you're in the stage of what my next question is.
Okay.
What would you say to the younger generation of DJs who are trying to come up, who are watching this show and go,
Mhm.
I need to know what he's gonna say?
So I asked myself that question, like everybody, because a lot of people would ask me, like, you know, you've been DJing as long as X, you know, X person, and this
Mhm.
person. How come you're not there? How come you're not on the next level? Again, like I said, it's the time. If I was younger, and if this is something you really, really, really want to do, this is what you got to do. If you work construction, if you were at a cashier somewhere, if you paint, if you drive a taxi, quit that job and grind at what you want to do. And then, you know, you're really sacrificing everything to make this work. Because to me, or any guys like me, that, you know, that started mobile, all right, if it doesn't work out, I have my other job. It's fine.
Mhm.
But if you really, really, really want this, like you want this as a career, as a job, like you want to travel and you want to, you don't want to do all those things, this is what you got to dedicate your life to. Just like when you're watching Shark Tank, and the first question they ask you is like, is this your full-time job? Is your invention full-time job? And they're like, no, I do this and that. They're like, all right, so you're not dedicated to this. Half the time they don't give them the deal just for that.
Yeah.
You know, but if somebody really believes in something and they really want to do it, and if you're young enough and you're able to do it and sacrifice. Because I mean, DJing now, back when I was, you know, in my day, equipment's expensive now, but you really just need a laptop and powered speakers,
Mhm.
and a controller. But back in the day, it was like super expensive, so it was like I was dumping all my money into that.
Yeah.
You know, so
Well-
quit your job. Quit your job. I'm serious. If I can go back in time, and if this is what I really wanted to do, this is what you need to. It's just like, and go to school and learn and listen to music and listen to different DJs. Don't hate on all the DJs, because a lot of people are like, oh, he's trash. Oh, he's this. I'll be the guy at a club or at a, or if I'm getting ready to go on set, or if I get off. And if you're on and I'm like, oh shit, what edited that? I'll whip on my Shazam and just be like, oh, I don't know that song. That's dope. Boom, I'm that guy.
Yeah.
Because we got to help each other out.
That's
There's a bunch of guys that I deal with on a daily basis that have no egos. So it's like, oh, that track is dope. All right, I got you. I'll email it to you later, or whatever. Boom. But now it's so easy to get music. It's so easy. So engulf yourself in that, bathe yourself in that, live, breathe. If this is what you want to do, this is what you want to do. I am fortunate to do this for a living, but I taught myself. I went to school. I produce commercials, audio. I do voiceovers. I do a bunch of other things, but in this world.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Mm-hmm.
Give the people your socials, man. Let them know where they can find you out, man.
My Instagram, John G NYC, and that's throughout all platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Also, I don't have many videos on TikTok because I'm old. I'm older. I don't want to say I'm old. I'm older. Yeah, John G NYC, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. If you want to catch me on the airways, terrestrial radio, I'm on La Fiesta 98.5 right here in Long Island. Monday through Friday, 2 to 6. And yes, a lot of people will be like, yo, what else do you do after this? Like, what else do you do? I'm like, oh, this is my job. Like, this is what I do.
Yep.
That's what I do. Like, this is what I do, because I did sacrifice, but it was later on in life, I see kids that I started working at this other radio station that are doing huge things, because they were able to do it, because like I said, I had a good job for like 10 years. In my late 20s, I lost my job, and I'm like, okay, my backup plan or my fallback plan, I was already DJing, so I'm like, all right, let me take it a little serious. But if it was 10 years before that, I think I would have been in a different place.
Well, man, you're still a legend out here. Like, no, you are. Like, listen, there's definitely people who've heard of you and was like, yo, I need to be like him, man. But I want to say thank you for coming on the show, man.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. I'm doing this for the whole DJ community.
Yes.
All DJs out there, please come down. We want to feature you. That's really it. You deserve to be featured, man.
It's a fun time. You get to rock out and do what you love.
Exactly,
do what you
man.
Like, do what you love. Play some music. Play some new music. Play some old music. Play music you never even heard of.
Yes, and the empty canvas is yours.
I'm gonna give everybody a tip real quick, because everybody's like, "Yo, DJing this and that." I follow this. I follow this rule that I heard from a very long time ago from this club that I used to work at, and people get comfortable with their crates. And once they're blue, what goes with what.
Mm-hmm.
I personally, every time I go to DJ, I clear it. I clear the history. Boom. And every time I DJ, and if it's my 9 to 5, if it's at a club, if it's at a wedding, tonight, play a song that you've never played before. What's that going to do to you? It's going to make you go through your crates. It's going to make you dig in your crates, and you're going to be, your wheels are going to turn. Your wheels are going to turn. That's somebody told me that a very long time ago, and I do this till this day. I did it today.
You got to get out your you got to get out your comfort zone.
Exactly.
You get out your comfort zone, you'll
you
learn a lot of stuff.
You got to try new stuff.
But DJ World, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We'll have many people on. Thank you, John G.
Make sure everybody subscribes every Thursday to DJ World. Tune in, all right? Thank you, guys.
Peace.
Are you ready to pamper yourself with the best natural care products? Check out Somar Group. Their range of natural soaps, candles, body butters, and more will help you nurture and embrace your well-being. Plus, for a limited time, get 10% off your purchase with code TheDJWorld. Shop now at somargroup.com and start feeling like the best version of yourself.